start laying down and make yourselves comfortable. We'll be here for a few minutes. Use any blankets you might want over top or anything, just to keep yourself comfortable until we get moving. Just as a reminder, I am just your guide through this practice, and you know yourselves, your bodies better than I do, and anyone does. So do what feels right. If today something doesn't feel right, whereas usually it does, that's okay. Skip it, make a change, do what is necessary for you today. So as you get settled onto your mat, tuck your shoulder blades under, which will open your chest toward the ceiling. And maybe bring your palms face upward. Your legs are a comfortable distance apart. Feet are relaxed, maybe slightly turned outward. And just feel the natural curve of your spine. Feel the places where your body is touching the mat. And feel your body. And check in all of the usual places in your body. Notice any sensations you might have there. Now check in with your mind, your heart, and your spirit. See if you can notice any patterns in your thinking and your feeling. So first, let's start out with a tense and release. So what we're going to do is we're going to tense up all the muscles of your body. And at the same time after, we'll release them. So we'll take a big breath in, tense up, and then as you release the breath, you're going to let the muscles go. So let's try that. Okay, so take a breath in through your nose, and then tense up all the muscles of your body. Everything, your hands, your arms, your legs, feet, belly, even your face. Squish it right up. And then once you've tensed them all up and you really feel that tension and you just need to exhale, then exhale through your mouth and let all of it go. Now notice what is there for you now. And as we lay here, let's start to work through a whole body relaxation to make sure every muscle is released. Everyone is relaxed. And starting with the crown of your head, relax the skin on your scalp. And then swallow to relax your throat. Let your shoulders be heavy on the mat. Your arms and hands are relaxed at your sides. Feel your torso and belly relax as you let go of any tension. Relax your hips, legs, ankles, and feet. Let your whole body relax and be heavy on the mat. And take the next few moments to just be. There's nothing better than to feel safe. Free to let your guard down because you know someone's protecting you. Like how children run to their parents' arms when they're afraid, or hide under the covers or under the bed when they're scared. Something about being in physical contact with someone they trust or covered up so no one can see them, it brings security. As Christians, we're lucky to have that same luxury. We have a Father to run to when we're afraid. He's in control and he can calm the storms of our lives. Psalm 32 calls him our hiding place. I love that image. God letting us hide in him, find our shelter in him. There's no problem that's too big, no wrong that can't be corrected, no situation that he can't handle. We only have to remember to run to him. So tonight we're going to enjoy our safe place with God as our protector. So begin to bring your attention to your breath. Begin to slow it down. Lengthen and slow. Maybe you notice your heartbeat begin to slow down a bit as you breathe a little slower. Notice any tension that might melt away as the deep breathing signals to your body that you're safe. Now, if you choose, we're going to begin breathing with a 3-part yogic breath. So as you breathe in, we'll fill up your belly and then continue breathing deep, fill up your ribs and upper chest. And then as you exhale, exhale from chest, ribs, and belly. Inhale deeply into belly, ribs, and upper chest, and out, upper chest, ribs, and belly. And keep breathing in this slow, rhythmic way for a few rounds of breath. Cherish your breath and the freedom of living in the security of the Lord. Let everything else go. Now allow your breath to return to its normal pace. And slowly roll over to one side, using your arms to help yourself up to a seat. And when you get seated, just notice the length of your spine. Try to reach your crown of your head toward the ceiling. Notice your shoulder blades on your back. And notice the natural curve of your spine. Maybe we begin to do some shoulder rolls, bringing your shoulders up toward your ears and down your back. Rolling up and down. Moving at your own pace here, you can roll faster or slower, bigger or smaller. You can even go the other direction if you feel that you need that tonight. And then after your next round, bring yourself back to stillness. Begin to take your right ear to your right shoulder. And as you bring your ear to your shoulder, imagine that you hear God assuring you that you're safe in his hiding place. And then bring your head back to center and bring left ear to left shoulder. And then bring your head back to center. We're going to do a little breathing exercise here. So this is actually a two-part inhale through your nose and a big exhale through your mouth. So the first inhale will be a really big inhale. So you almost are full when you've inhaled with this first one. But then at the top, you just want to inhale a little bit more air through your nose. Maybe pause for a second and then exhale it all out through your mouth slowly. Take a little, lengthen the exhale. So it's going to look like this. And then big inhale through your nose. Small inhale. And keep this pattern with at your own pace. But notice, make sure that your shoulders don't come up toward your ears. I actually noticed mine started to creep up, so I told on myself. But so bring your breath in through your nose, then a small sip of air through your nose, and a big, slow exhale out of your mouth. Let's do one more round wherever you are. And when you finish that round, just take a moment and notice what you feel, if you feel any different than you started. And then we're going to make our way over onto our hands and knees into table. So coming into table with your hands directly under your shoulders, and knees are going to be hip width distance apart to start. But actually, we're going to take our left foot and bring it parallel to the short end of the mat in front of your right leg. So your left ankle crosses over your right knee. So it's kind of a different position for table. So your left shin is parallel with the short end of the mat. So you're in a figure 4 shape here. And let's just begin to do some cat and cow movement. So inhaling as your belly drops and you lift your head and tailbone. Exhaling as you round your spine and drop your head and tailbone. Feel your belly button hugging in. And then inhale, coming into that cow pose. Exhale to cat. And just notice, may not have as big of movement for your spine here, just with this position. And if this is just not for you, then you're welcome to change and just go into a regular cat-cow with your knees parallel. And you can stay right here doing this, or maybe you want to bring yourself down onto your forearms, putting your hands flat, and then begin to do some cat-cows in this shape. Again, this movement may be very, very small. And just take note of how it is making your spine feel. And if it is not feeling good, then maybe you change back. And then after your next round, if you're on your forearms, come back up onto your hands. And then take your foot to meet your other foot. So your knees are now parallel. All right, and maybe shift your hips from side to side. Let's take your right knee and ankle and cross it in front of your left. And begin your cat-cows here. And if it feels right to you, come on down onto your forearms, continuing your cat-cows. Child's pose is always an option if something's not working for you. All right. One last round. Let's bring ourselves back up onto your hands. Unwind your feet. And then let's just shake hips from side to side. And then come back to center and shift your hips over toward the left. And then look over your left shoulder. See if you can see that left hip. And come back to center and see if you can shift your hips to the right and look over to see your right hip. And back to center. So continue moving from left side to right side, shifting hips. You are my hiding place. You will protect me from trouble and surround me with songs of deliverance. Psalm 32:8. Good. And when you're ready, we're going to walk your hands forward to puppy. So keeping your hips back over your heels or bringing them back over your heels. Bring your ears between your biceps for a nice shoulder stretch here in puppy. Take a couple breaths here in puppy. And then when you're ready, we're going to lift ourselves back up. Take your left hand and thread it through between your right hand and your right knee, coming into a twist here through your rib cage. Thread the needle. And then after your next out breath, come back to center, bring your hand to meet your right hand, and come back through table. Now we're going to take your right knee and maybe put it at a perpendicular to your mat, and take your left foot back onto the ball of your foot, or onto the whole foot, I should say. And then come onto your right hand. We're going to come into a side plank, supported side plank. Bringing your left arm up, reaching all the way up, reaching out through the side of your foot, the back left foot. And maybe you want to bring your fingers over your head. Breathing in, breathing out. For in the day of trouble, he will keep me safe in his dwelling. He will hide me in the shelter of his sacred tent and set me high upon a rock. On your next inhale, bring your hand up. We're going to come all the way up into gate pose. So your right knee is definitely perpendicular now to your other foot. It's coming out to the side. Take a big breath in. Take that right hand up overhead and slide your left down your left leg. Coming into that gate pose. Big breath in. Big breath out. When you're ready, take that top arm and bring it all the way back to start. So back down. Going to move ourselves back through table and just shake your hips from side to side. All right, now let's start it on the other side. So we're going to take puppy, first puppy. So reaching your fingertips forward, your hands are almost like suction cups here, so that they're gripping the mat in puppy. One more breath here. And then we're going to take the opposite arm and thread it through, coming down onto your side. Threading the needle feeling that twist through the ribs, through your torso. And your other hand can lay flat on the mat, or you can come up to fingertips, whatever feels right for you. One last big breath in, one big breath out. You come all the way up, back through table. Coming onto the other hand, and let's spin yourself open. Right foot comes out onto the mat. Right arm can go up toward the ceiling. Coming into that supported side plank. And if you have side plank, if you like to do side plank without the support, you're welcome to do that. Take right hand over your ear for a nice stretch along that whole right side body. And try to breathe into your whole side body here. And when you're ready, take that top hand, help yourself up to gate pose. There we go. So in gate pose, take your opposite, your left hand up overhead as your right hand slides down your leg. Keeping your breath smooth and even. Last breath in and out. Use your top hand to pull you up. And let's come back over toward table. And then tuck your toes under behind you. Bring your hips back like you were going to sit on your feet. You're going to come into downward dog. I like to stretch your feet first. So giving the bottoms of your feet a stretch. And then when you're ready, keeping your hands flat on the mat, begin to lift your knees. Maybe just lift them a little tiny bit at first. Just see how that feels. And then when you're ready, straighten your legs, straighten your spine, lengthen your spine, coming into down dog. Now maybe here we want to pedal your feet, bending one knee and then the other. Maybe you want to adjust your stance to make sure it feels right for your body, for what you need today. All right, now take your your left foot long behind you and bend your left knee and begin to do some circles, hip circles with your left knee. We're coming in, this is called fire hydrant. Well, probably not the circling part. And then let's circle your leg the other way. And then take it long behind you and place it down on the mat. Let's do the same on the right side. Taking the right leg long, bending the knee, and begin to do circles. Breathing in, and breathing out. And let's go the other direction. And then come to stillness. Take that right leg long behind you. Back to your downward dog. Maybe adjust that dog again. And then take a look between your hands. And we're going to step ourselves forward, coming into a forward fold here at the front of your mat. And while you're in this forward fold, maybe you grab opposite elbows. You feel your feet grounded on the earth here. And maybe you want to sway back and forth. Leaving your neck very loose here. Shake your head no. Shake your head yes. And maybe your knees are bent a little bit just to help you stay down here, and that's totally fine. Let's take your hands to right above your knees and come up to a flat back, coming into halfway lift. And then as you exhale, let's fold forward again. And then inhale your arms out and come all the way up to standing. Hands come over your head and down in front of you in the center. And let's just take a moment and breathe. See how we're feeling here. All right, so we are in our mountain pose. In the mountain pose, your feet are grounded. You're feeling all four corners of your feet, the balls of your feet, the heels of your feet. See if you can feel the connection with the earth. Your legs are strong. They're spinning backward from your inner thighs are spinning back toward the back, which widens your hips, protecting your lower back. Belly button is to spine. Shoulders are rolled up and down your back. Crown of the head is reaching upward. Mountain pose. In the cover of your presence, you hide us from the plots of men. You store us in your shelter from the strife of tongues. Psalm 31:20. Now, on your next breath, let's take a big balloon breath, taking your arms out to the sides and up toward the ceiling. And then exhale your hands down, straight down the center of your body, down the midline. Maybe your thumbs even come in contact with your body as you're exhaling. Inhaling your arms out and up, looking up as your hands meet, and then exhaling, bring your chin to chest as your thumbs might graze over your nose and your chin. And one more big breath like this, breathing in, reaching up, and then exhaling, hands down, come all the way down to heart center. All right, so we're gonna do a little bit of breathing, like movement and breathing here. So as you breathe, we're gonna bend knees, bring your hands down behind you. Inhale, as you reach up, come up onto your tiptoes. And then exhale, bring your hands down to the side of you and behind you. So inhaling up, exhaling down. You can inhale and exhale through your nose, or you can inhale through your nose and exhale through your mouth, whatever feels right to you. And after the next time, let's meet in mountain one more time. And then begin to bend into your knees. Sink your weight into your heels as we come into chair pose. So it's almost like you're sitting in a chair, that's the name. And then your hands can stay at your heart. You can have them on your hips, or your arms can be right outside of your ears. So right, your biceps right next to your ears in this chair pose. And maybe you sink down just a little bit more. Big breath in, big breath out. And then straighten your legs. Come up to that mountain pose again. Those who go to God Most High for safety will be protected by the Almighty. Just let your eyes close here. Notice your heartbeat. As we do the next sequence, we're going to use the entire mat and face every way. can you consider that no matter what you face or what direction you go, that God is right there guarding you and protecting you? So from your mountain pose, let's come to the top of your mat, and if you're not already there, we're going to step your left foot back, coming into a high lunge. So bending into your right leg, coming onto the tops of your toes of your left. Your left glute is tight here, supporting this high lunge. And then inhale your arms up so your biceps are outside your ears here. Coming into this shape. And just take a couple breaths here. And then on your next exhale, we're going to take that back foot and turn it so that it comes flat on the mat, and turn your body toward the wide side of your mat. And your hands are going to come out, one in front, one behind, coming into warrior two. Bent front leg. Your knee is tracking toward your pinky here to protect your knee. Big breath in, big breath out. Feel that strong warrior. And then begin to straighten that front leg and bring both arms up overhead and grab your right wrist with your left arm. And then lean back. So we're gonna stretch, do a right side stretch here. Coming back into sky archer is what this is called. Breathing in, breathing out. Good. All right. And now we're gonna let go, let the hands come back down, and spin your toes toward the side of the mat. Keep your feet parallel here and take your arms out at a 45-degree angle for 5-pointed star. Reaching your fingertips as far away from each other as you can, reaching your arms and your hands as far away from each other as you can while you're holding your shoulders in their shoulder sockets. So don't overextend there. But feel how tall and wide and high you are, just like God's love for you. And then on your next exhale, we're going to spin that left foot so that the toes face the back wall, or the back of your mat. And then your heel is going to bisect the back foot, coming into warrior two on this side. Big breath in, big breath out. And then let's straighten that front leg. Bring your arms up overhead as you grab the left wrist with the right hand and stretch it back for sky archer. Keep those breaths even, strong. And let them be slow, sending the message that all is safe with your body. And then on your exhale, this is going to be the trickiest part. We're going to begin to turn, keeping your hands, you can unwind them, but turn toward the back. We're going to come into that lunge facing the back of your mat. Let's take 3 breaths here. And after that 3rd breath, let's step forward, coming into mountain. Shake your body out. Good. All right. So now we're facing the wrong direction. We have to continue on. So next thing we're going to do is take your left leg and step it back, coming into that high lunge on the left side. Reaching arms up toward the ceiling. You are my shelter. From distress you keep me. With safety you ring me round. And when you're ready, take that back foot and turn it to come into warrior two, facing the opposite direction. So sorry, my back is toward you. Hands are reaching opposite directions in this warrior two. You're looking out over your middle and index finger on your front arm. Take 2 breaths. And then begin to straighten that front leg. Bring your arms up overhead, grabbing right wrist with left hand. And coming into that sky archer. Big breath in, big breath out. And when you're ready, let's turn your feet toward the side of the mat. We're going to come into that 5-pointed star facing the opposite side. So fingers reach outward. You can have a bit of a back bend going here, opening your chest. Maybe you're looking up toward God in the sky. Take 3 breaths here. And then on your next exhale, let's begin to turn those left toes toward the front of the mat, coming into warrior two on this side. Feel God present with you on your mat, keeping you safe, protecting your mind and your body. When you're ready, straighten that front knee. Bring your hands up overhead. Let's come to sky archer one more time. Breathing in, breathing out. And then allowing your hands to come back down, we're going to turn, coming to the starting position. So take your right foot back, maybe in a lunge here, a high lunge. Take your hands up overhead and take 3 breaths. And after that last breath, step forward, coming into mountain. And just let your eyes blink closed. Maybe you want to roll your shoulders a little bit, shake your arms. Can you think about God ringing you round, surrounding you on every side in all aspects of your life? Notice what you're noticing here. And then let your eyes blink open. We're going to come back into a chair pose, but only on our way to a balance pose. So begin to bend into your knees and then bring your weight onto your right leg, coming up onto the toes of your left. And then this might be where you go, or you might take that left foot and try and cross it in front of the left foot in front of the right, sorry. And then from here, you can leave this toe down as a kickstand, or you can play with lifting that toe and maybe tucking it behind your leg. And then for the arms, take your left hand out in front of you, take your right arm and cross over it. And then you can either bring your hands to your shoulders, or maybe you want to bring the backs of your hands together, or maybe you wrap your arms around each other so palms touch, coming into this eagle pose. Keeping that standing leg bent, like an eagle that stirs up its nest, that hovers over its young. He spread his wings and caught them. He carried them on his pinions. Deuteronomy 32:11. All right, so this is your first side of eagle. You can go ahead and unwind when you're ready. Straighten your standing leg and unwind. Shake it out a little bit. All right, and let's come back to that chair pose, that starting pose again. Begin to bend into your knees. This time the weight is going to go on your left foot. Bring your right leg up, or your right foot up onto the toes, and then maybe crossing it over, maybe wrapping it around, maybe kickstanding. Then take your right arm out in front with your palms facing up. Left arm crosses over it. And then maybe you just cross your arms at your shoulders or wrap them around to palms touching. Whatever works for you. And play around with the balance. If you fall out of it, come back in. It's only yoga. I'm going to take another breath or two here. And when you're ready, you've had enough of this eagle, let your arms come down and unwind your legs. Maybe step side to side a little bit, bending one knee and then the other, shaking hips. And then let's take your feet wide on the mat. Take your arms out as if a cactus, as in a cactus. Bend your knees outward as we come into this goddess pose. Spine is straight and long here. Crown of your head is reaching toward the ceiling. Inhale, straighten your legs and bring your fingertips to touch over your head. And then exhale, bend, come back down. Inhale up, exhale down. The light of God surrounds me. The love of God enfolds me. The power of God protects me. The presence of God watches over me. Wherever I am, God is. And let's do one more. Sinking back to the goddess. Let's straighten your legs. Bring your hands to your hips. Let's just fold forward, leading with your chest. Coming into forward fold here. Maybe let your arms dangle, or maybe you want to hold them on each leg, but come to a forward fold. Stretch the spine. Relax your head and neck. And then take your hands toward the floor and bend your knees and come on down to a seat. Bringing feet out in front of you, legs straight. Let's just shake your legs out. So bending one knee and the other. And sitting up nice and tall, reaching your crown of your head upward. Let's begin to fold forward toward your feet. Come to whatever area you can reach. If you need to have your knees bent here, that's okay too. You are my refuge and my shield. I have put my hope in your word. Psalm 119. Let's take one more breath here. And then use your hands to walk yourself back up. And then let's take your left leg, bend the knee, and bring it to the outside of your right leg. And then take your right arm and either grab around your left knee or bring your right arm in front of your left knee coming into a twist. So sit up nice and tall and then twist around toward the left, taking the left hand behind you. Feel that twist through the ribs. See if you can still get a deep breath in while you're twisting. And then on your next exhale, let's come back to center and switch sides. So bringing your right knee and foot over to the other side of the left. And then sitting up nice and tall, begin to twist over toward the right, taking left hand, either arm around the right knee or in front, depending on the degree of twist you want. One more breath here. And come back to center. And let's slowly make our way to lay flat on the mat. Coming to lay down. You've been my refuge, a tower of strength against the enemy. I would like to be a guest in your tent forever and take refuge under the protection of your wings. So when you come down, reach your feet away from your head. And then on your next exhale, bring your knees in toward your chest. Maybe make a ball, rock yourself side to side here. And then taking your left leg long, hold your right knee in toward your chest. And then taking your right knee in your left hand, begin to twist over toward the left side. So your knee comes across your body. Both shoulders stay grounded here. You'll put a block under your knee here if that's too much of a stretch, or a blanket. And feel that stretch. God is our refuge and strength, an ever-present help in trouble. And then bring yourself back to center. Place your foot down on the floor and let's bring the left foot up to meet it. Hands come down on either side of your hips. Bring your heels in toward your hips as we come into a bridge pose. Take a big breath in as you push into your feet and lift your chest, lift your hips up toward the ceiling. Knees should be facing straight upward, not out toward the sides. Let's take 3 breaths here. On your 3rd breath, go ahead and let your hips come back down. Let your right foot go flat on the mat, bringing your left knee in toward your chest. Big breath in, big breath out. And then taking your right hand to the left knee, let's come into that twist toward the right. So knee comes across your body, shoulders stay grounded. Your head can look toward the left if that works for your body. And then slowly come back towards center. Bring your foot down. And here, if you would like to make any other movements before we come into our relaxation, if you want to bring your feet up to legs up the wall, or maybe you want to take a quick happy baby, anything that will complete this practice for you, make you feel that it's finished. And maybe you just want to put on socks and a sweatshirt and put a blanket over you, coming into your pose for final relaxation. And once you're there, get comfortable on your mat. Relax into the support of the earth beneath you. Now I'm going to take you on a journey to your safe and happy place, whatever your version of that is. This is a place where there are no problems, no pain, no sadness. When you first arrive, you notice that God is already there welcoming you. It seems that He's always been there. Feel His presence as He greets you, covering you, keeping you safe and secure. See all your favorite people with you. Feel the air light with joy. Bask in the wonder of this moment, knowing that God is your protector and He's holding you in the palm of His hand. You are loved with a love you can't even comprehend. Feel His light shining on you with a warmth that spreads deep into your soul. And at this moment, know that everything is just as it's supposed to be. You're completely secure in God's hands. Feel what you feel. Enjoy the next few moments in this wonderful place, resting in the arms of God. Take a mental snapshot of this special moment in this amazing place. Know that you can always return to the safety and security of this place. It's always here for you. It's only a prayer away. Now bring your attention and awareness back to your body in this place. Begin to make small movements, wiggling fingers and toes. Maybe rolling head from side to side. Bring your knees in toward your chest and roll over onto one side, curling up there with yourself. Paying attention to any changes you might have felt during this practice. And then use your hands to help yourself up. Come to a comfortable seat. You can keep your eyes closed or your gaze soft. When you get up to the seat, bring your palms together in front of your heart. Bow your heads as we pray. Heavenly Father, thank you for being our protector and our refuge. We love that we can run to you when we're afraid and in need of comfort, and you will always be there for us. Thank you for treating us as the apple of your eye and for hiding us in the shadow of your wings. Help us to always keep our eyes on you as we walk through all our days. In Jesus' precious name we pray. Amen.